In this video, we're going to talk about how do we use the debt acceleration strategy, aka the HELOC strategy, to start expanding your wealth to build cash flow income by buying more rental properties. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Kwak, one of the Kwak brothers, and in this video we're going to talk about how do we use the HELOC strategy to expand your wealth to buy more rental properties and increasing your cash flow income. Now, chances are you may have seen my other video, how to pay off your mortgage in 5 to 7 years. And I ask you guys, if you haven't seen that video just yet, check out that video first, because this video won't make sense unless you have the right context and the perspective from the other video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and leave the other video that I just mentioned in the video description down below, so that you guys can go and check it out, watch it, and then come back to this video as part of the sequel. I've been getting a lot of criticisms, a lot of feedback from skeptics. A lot of skeptical people are saying, well, how does this strategy even work if the HELOC interest rate is higher than the mortgage, and a few other things. And I'm not gonna make this video about defending myself, but I ask you guys, for those who are skeptical and you guys are just, you guys don't believe that this strategy works, I would ask you for a possibility to open your mind and really dig deep into the numbers and the mathematical reasoning behind this strategy. Because I was a skeptic first, right? I was like, man, this strategy cannot work. Math just doesn't check out, right? But if you go deeper and really get the underlying reason as to why thousands of people are using this strategy to save interest and paying off their mortgages quicker, you also will be a believer, right? So definitely check out the math. And before you try to disprove anything or try to criticize anything, my argument to that is you can't criticize what you don't understand, right? If you don't understand the strategy, then you really don't have a place to criticize it, because you don't understand it, right? If you fully understand it, like, I can criticize the strategy from different angle. Like, for example, it will mess with your credit. It's going to mess with other few things. But if you really don't understand the strategy fully, there's really no ways to argue against it or criticize against it. Enough of defending the strategy. We'll get to the content of this video. So this video is going to be all about offense, right? The other video, how to pay off your mortgage in 5 to 7 years, it's more of a defense. This is more of an offense. Like, how do we actually go out there and buy more properties, replace our income with cash flow and passive income? So assuming that you guys are a good fan, you guys love this strategy, and thanks for sticking around, we're going to go ahead and give you guys a scenario as to how the next part, the offense part, will work. So let's say we have a HELOC here, which by now you guys know that this stands for home equity line of credit, and we know that this is attached to your property. There we go. And let's say you've completely paid it off. I know some of you guys are working on it, still working on paying down your mortgage using the strategy, so you guys may have considerable amount of equity. But let's say we have a flat paid off equity of $200,000. Okay, that's what we're working off of here. So what we're basically doing, and you may already know this, but now we're taking the equity of the property that you have, and we're going to start to divide and conquer and buying rental properties. So we're going to call this rental property 1, rental property 2, and I'm going to put the math behind this soon here, and property number 3. So I know not all of you guys are going to go out and buy like 30, 40 properties, so I'm just going to stick with 3 properties just to be conservative with the numbers. So let's say with each of these properties, they cost $1,000 a piece. Okay, I'm sorry, $100,000 a piece. Man, if it was $1,000 a piece, right? $100,000 a piece. My bad. Okay. So if we're going the traditional route of doing 20% down, we're going to go ahead and put 20% down on each of these. Now, I know this is very generic numbers. Not all property is going to be $100,000 evenly, but I'm just here to demonstrate the possibility, okay? So 20% down, $100,000 property each for the rental properties, and let's say each of them bring in about $200 of cash flow. Again, we're staying super duper conservative, knowing that this is more of an average number. I want us to really focus on the general idea of how the strategy works. Okay, so I'm gonna, oh, this doesn't work anymore, so I'm gonna use purple, because I want to highlight this, the cash flow. That's what at the end of the day matters. So now, by now, you guys are asking questions. So where are we getting the loan for the 80%? Like, are we doing mortgages here? What are we doing? So if you want to go really aggressive, you want to get really aggressive, and your credit's great, your debt to income ratio is really great, then maybe yes. Again, I'm not offering any financial or investment advice here. I'm not a financial advisor, but if you want to get this on a full aggressive, full throttle ahead, you may just well as use bank financing on all 3 rental properties, right? You just might. For me, that's a little too aggressive. I don't like to get too aggressive, because when you get too aggressive, you're leaving room for mistakes and the potential downside, right? We don't want to have a repeat of 2008 market crash, or you don't ever want to have your property go upside down, right, where you have negative equity. We don't want that type of situation, and we don't want to be at the mercy of the bank. So what I prefer putting as far as financing of these properties is using owner financing. Now, some of you guys may get this because you guys have been following us for some time, and you guys know that I have plenty of YouTube videos on how to do owner financing and all that. But for those who are brand new to the idea of real estate investing, owner financing it's kind of like having the seller, when you're dealing with the seller of the property, the seller is going to be acting as the bank. So when you negotiate to buy the property, you can make an arrangement, a payment arrangement of monthly periodic payments to the seller, to the owner, in exchange for the ownership right of the property. So a lot of times different states have this, call this differently. Here in Illinois, we like to call it contract for deed. I know in Texas you guys like to call it land contract. So however you do it, according to your state laws and local laws, it'll play out with really the similar results. So let's say we do it my way, right? Negotiating all 3 properties into becoming owner financing. There's obviously lots of benefits to the owner financing, knowing that it won't report to your credit, generally speaking. And a lot of times you can close within 1 or 2 weeks if you negotiate it quickly enough. With bank financing, you may have to wait 2 to 3 months to even close, because they have to come up with the documents. The banks have to underwrite, right? They have to go through your credit, check your tax returns. So it can be a lot of cumbersome progress when you're dealing with the banks. So this is another reason why I don't like dealing with the banks when it comes to financing properties. So learn to negotiate with owner financing. Check out some of my other videos on how to negotiate for owner financing. Give you a clear picture as to what we do to negotiate. So now what we're doing is we got the $200 a month in cash flow coming in. We've added a principal balance of $60,000, because we got $20,000 here, $20,000 here, and $20,000 here, right? So now we got $60,000 of balance, okay, with the HELOC, okay, and we got $140,000 to go if we want to spend more money. Now, remember from the previous video, right, paying down your mortgage, your HELOC, you're treating it like a checking account. So these $200 a month cash flow it's not going to go to your checking account. It's going to get deposited right back into your HELOC. Does that make sense? So reducing the principal balance of the HELOC, while you're also reducing the balance on the individual properties. Now you might be asking, so now we have 2 payments, don't we? Right? Like we have actually 3 separate payments, because we got 3 individual owner financing going on here. We got the payment for the HELOC. But now you guys understand, if you've watched the previous video, the quote-unquote payment for the HELOC is our income that we're bringing back in. So you may have other source of income, and then you're using the HELOC to spend on other things, right? Bills, groceries, etc., right? So car payment, whatever. So your source of income, whether it's a job or other business revenue, you're depositing it into the HELOC, treating the HELOC like a checking account, paying your bills, paying your groceries, and etc. And the monthly payments for your owner financing that you're doing, you're also doing it out of the HELOC. Okay? So I know there's a lot of arrows going in and out. I know it can get really confusing, so I apologize. So with that $60,000 balance, we're bringing it down with the source of income, with all of your cash flow. And what I recommend is that don't try to go and spend, now that you've added $600 of positive cash flow, don't just go out there and increase your expenses by $600. Okay, don't go out and buy 5-star steaks. I mean, if you can afford it, great, but I would try to be conservative as possible. Don't go crazy, right? With the extra cash flow you're making. You know, it's the whole idea of keeping up with the Joneses, right? Just because your income level goes up doesn't mean you should also increase your expenses if you can help it. So now we're attacking the $60,000 balance with the $600 a month in cash flow, also with your source of income and any net cash flow, positive cash flow you're bringing in. So if this doesn't make sense to you, go back and watch the other video, how to pay off your mortgage in 5 to 7 years. It's going to make more sense that way. But now, if we zero this out, right, let's say we fully paid it off, now we take R1, okay, and then we use the HELOC to pay it off, thus transferring $80,000 or whatever principal balance is left on R1, transfer it over to HELOC, so it could be around $80,000 or $75,000, because we would have made some payments by now, right? So transfer it, same idea, take all the income that's coming in from the rental properties and your other sources of income, and then paying it off the HELOC, using the HELOC to pay off whatever expenses that you may have. Got it? And then now we knock off the balance on R1, which should increase, right, our cash flow, let's say up to $600 a month, okay? We tripled our cash flow. So you guys know exactly where I'm going with this, right? We knock off the balance, we pay off the balance again, right? Whatever, $80,000 in balance, and then we work on R2, okay? Push whatever balance is on R2 over to the HELOC, should be less, and then paying it off. This goes up to, again, $600 a month. I know it's out of the screen. Sorry, guys. I'm going to push this over. There we go. And then same thing, R3, push it over to the HELOC balance, pay it off. Now, what's interesting is that we got $600 and $600 coming in, right? So now it's more of a snowball effect. It's accelerating. We're paying off R3 faster than R2. R2 is being paid off faster than R1 because we're getting more income. We're picking up more income as we go. So the more you do this, okay, you buy more properties, right? R4, R5, R6. You just keep buying more properties all the way till you got this trickle effect where your snowball is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, to where now you have plenty of income with a bunch of paid off properties that's bringing you passive income, whether you're getting ready for retirement or you just simply want to quit your job and live off of passive income that's being generated from the properties. Now, I know for those detail-oriented people, there's expenses that are tied to the properties, right? You have to fix stuff and repair things. I'm giving you guys more of a general idea, right? General concept and a possibility of how this is going to work. So I know that you guys, for those who are skeptical people, you guys will always stay skeptical. I get it. But this is more of a general idea, right? Because if you have so much property, you know, if you have 10 or 20 properties that are all paid off, right, bringing in $600 a month in cash flow, okay, you got a lot of income coming in, a lot of economy of scale, where if one of the properties go down, you'll still be okay. So guys, I hope I give you some possibilities, illustration as to how do we go offensive mode with this HELOC that we have, and really start to build wealth, build income, to start freeing yourself from having to have that obligation of a job, whether it's W-2 or being in a business. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and write them down below. If you guys are still skeptical, or you guys have misunderstanding of how this strategy will all work, I ask that you guys go and leave them down below, ask questions down below in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to help. Sometimes we get a little busy because it is holiday season, so it may be hard for us to catch up to the questions, but we'll do our best to get you guys the best and accurate answer possible. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in and watching into one of our videos. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Well, hello there. You made it to the end of this video. Congratulations, and that probably means that you like our video and you love what we did. So be sure, if you want to get more information, more YouTube videos from us about real estate investing, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to make sure that you get notifications on our future videos about real estate investing.